stay here too long, even though it's a lovely day, and inclement weather is something, that is part of climate change, but it's benefited us today. Mayor McGuigan's just going to introduce kind of the context of the event first of all, and then we'll have Joe Murr from the Union Aegis speaking from Derry Trade Union Council, and then Emma McCann's going to finish it off as a founding member of Into the West campaign. We're standing here in the train station, which would have been long gone had it not been for the likes of Eamon, the rail workers, and Into the West campaign, and also a founding member of the gathering. So here's Mayor McGuigan.
First thing I have to do is learn how to use this microphone. So closer again, I'm taking lessons from Maeve. So the song that the Earth Mamas, the singing mamas and the private choir from Donegal have been leading us to the past was about planting seeds. And the seed that was 5 years ago was the idea that we should get together and we should talk about what can we do together as a community. And that was 5 years ago, and the gathering has been growing in strength and strength. This is our 16th event that we have organised. And one of the great conversations that we have within the gathering is about rights of nature. And rights of nature are something that are dear to everybody's heart here, because if we don't have clean water and we don't have clean air and we don't have nutritious soil, then we're all going to get sicker and sicker. And if we don't take care of nature and decide to put that first, then this is what's going to happen. So that's the context for today. What we decided today was that we'd have a walk in Pehen Woods, which was wonderful to see so many of you there, because we are right in nature. After this, we're walking to St Colum's Park, and we're walking along the Greenway, which is through nature again. And we have walked from the boathouse to here to highlight what is happening and to tie in with the Global Day of Action of what is happening in Egypt. So thank you all for being here, and I'm going to pass over to Maeve. And thank you to Dara.
And thanks so much to Mary for really spearheading and driving everything forward. I know, along with your community, and you're an unstoppable woman, so thank you. Now we're going to have Joe Murr from the Union Aegis and from Derry Trade Union Council. Obviously, we're in a cost of living crisis as well, which is interconnected with the climate crisis we face. So it's really important to hear representation from a trade union. Thank you.
I don't know how to work it. Just hold. Oh, there we go. Radio. So as Maeve said, I'm from Aegis the Union, Derry Trade Union Council, but I'm also a member of the Cost of Living Crisis campaign. And all of these things and the environmental issues are all interconnected. Like I'm so glad there was music and fun and everything here. Just as a side note, I remember whenever I was away going to a rally against DuPont opening a toxic waste incinerator in Derry, and like a song that just rattled around my head since I was like this height. I'm not much bigger now, but years have passed. But a song that rattled around my head was, "Hey Mr. DuPont, why don't you go to hell? We don't need your toxic waste in the town I love so well." That's rattled with me for life. Well, what we need to realise is when we were back there and when we stopped that toxic waste incinerator, and I was knee high to a grasshopper. I was there with my man there yesterday. Say hello, man. Hey. But what was happening at the same time was all of the chemicals that was going on to make Teflon was being washed into our oceans, our seas, our rivers, was being fed this. 99% of all humans on Earth have chemicals from Teflon inside of them right now. All of us, every one of us here has been poisoned by DuPont. Now if you think back further and you wonder, well, why would they do such a thing? We're the consumers, they need us. Think back further, when do you think there's unleaded petrol? There's unleaded petrol because there used to be leaded petrol. Every one of us here that's been alive for longer than 20 years is poisoned with lead. Anyone that believes that capitalism isn't going to hurt you or capitalism is going to save you is ignoring the truth of what has happened to us, the truth of the chemicals inside of your body right here, right now. And it's not as though there's no choice. People often think, well, that was the natural evolution of capitalism. It brought us out of poverty, didn't it? Was it the natural evolution? The first electric train ran in 1830, created by a Scottish man using batteries. 1830. What we have now is a choice of where capitalism wanted to bring us. The Hoover Dam, hydroelectric dam, 1930s, almost 100 years ago. The dependence we have today on fossil fuels, on oil and gas is a choice, and and it's a choice at our expense. Now, there's no arguing, there's no debating. All of these things are absolute facts. And you know what else is fact? What else is fact is a study by Antwerp University, published in the Guardian newspaper, stated that on average, oil and gas companies have profited $1 trillion a year, every year on average for the last 50 years. Now, to give you some context, 1 trillion, so the profits, not the turnover, the profits from 1 year could make every household in Northern Ireland a millionaire. Yay! And leave enough over to cure world hunger. According to the UN World Food Programme, it would cost $40 billion a year for the next 8 years to end world hunger. That is a third of the profit that on an average year oil and gas companies make. Now, if we're going to change this system, we need people to stop falling for the spin on the TV. They need time, they need investment. The government gives tax breaks to oil companies of up to 90% for every new well they open. Our house is on fire, and the government is paying the arsonist to add more fuel to it, and we need to stop it. So it's great to see you all here. Please come out to all the protests coming up in the future. On the 26th, we've got a We Demand Better protest starting in the Guildhall Square. There will be many more protests. There needs to be environmental protests, there needs to be social protests. But overall, we need change, and we need to stop picking excuses. Thank you very much. Thank you for a great day. Thank you all.
Fantastic, Joe, as always. I think Joe put it brilliantly. Whether it's the end of the week or the end of the world, the fight is the same when we all need to unite and fight back for a better world for our future. Now we'll have Eamon McCann here coming up just to give a global perspective tying in the local campaigns. Like, there's so many amazing local campaigns and campaigners here today who have won so many victories and actually preserved the little bit of ecosystem that we still have left here in the north. So Eamon, if you just hand it over to you now.
This is a very appropriate place for a meeting on the environment, or a meeting on sort of any radical proposition or argument for the future. Now, people of my age, when they get up to speak at meetings, they sometimes say, well, it's all different now. When I were a lad, sort of thinks we were better off. Well, when I were a lad, you'd never get a meeting over here. The only reason that we started a meeting a few years ago, here outside the Waterside Station, the reason that tradition began was that this was the place where the civil rights movement was born. Right on the spot, we mobilised for the first ever civil rights movement in Northern Ireland on October the 5th, 1968. So we are following, and standing here, we are following in a worthy tradition, and in a tradition that brought people together rather than in a pondering basis of an agreement not to do anything to upset anybody. We do want to upset people. We wanted to upset people back then. Maybe we want to upset the right people here today. And if you look around you here, you can see why this is an appropriate place. You know, we've got a lovely station behind us, a train station. Now, a few years ago, if anybody had said that we were going to have a healthy and well-used railway link to Derry, you would be laughed at. And indeed, Into the West was laughed at. There's Steve Bradley over there, and Steve will remember sort of the way we were greeted in the early days, sort of up Into the West. They said that trains are 19th century technology, and so they are. But the fact that something comes from the 19th century doesn't mean it's useless in this century. It means that we're building on a tradition. Trains are the cheapest and cleanest and most comfortable means of mass transportation ever known to human beings. That's why we wanted the development of trains rather than slapping down more slabs of concrete across the countryside to draw in gas-guzzling cars that emit poisonous fumes to destroy this generation and others. Trains are very important, and the fact that we have got a train service from here and the demand for it is down to grassroots campaigning. And when we started Into the West, trains left this station one direction every 2 hours. Not 2 hours throughout the day, 2 hours sort of throughout the weekdays, 2 hours between trains. Now it's 1 hour. We doubled the number of trains. How did that come about? How did that come about? Because people came onto the street and fought for it and argued for it and didn't listen to the arguments that told us that the cars were the means of transport in the future. And that's sort of terrifically important for us all. You know, if you look around, just think, talking about trains coming out of the station, and you want to observe one of the most charming and entrancing sights in Derry. Stand on the other side of the river. Look across the river sometime. See the trains coming out of that station and then following the curve and the curve of the river until it's out of sight. That is a brilliant sight. In stark contrast to cars driving along roads. John Keats is a poet of the in 1920-21. He wrote the Ode to a Grecian Urn. We don't hear that quoted nearly enough to very political meetings. Beauty is truth, and truth beauty. That's all you know on earth, and all you need to know. There's beauty all around us if we preserve it. So that's a beauty, and the trees like this are unseasonably still growing of red and yellow and green and ochre and black, all those array of colours. That's the beauty sort of nature surrounding us, and we must preserve it, because the beauty of nature is good for the soul and it's good for the heart. It's literally, physically good for the heart. Which is the reason why we say preserve it. Thank you very much. That was the sort of alarm going off for the future, to warn us sort of about the future. Am I doing that? I probably am doing that, because this lad certainly wouldn't do it. They know more about technology than we know, young people like that. And I think the point that I'm making sort of is that nothing changes. Nothing fundamental changes unless we do it ourselves. Change for the future is a do-it-yourself activity. Nothing moves if there isn't pressure from below to make it move. That's true of the trade union movement. It's true of community groups. It's true of environmental groups. It's true generally. We heard about sort of ages and the trade union movement. People think it's separate from the climate campaign. It is not separate from the climate campaign. See, people talking about growth and preserving of jobs. I say that Liz Truss, God love her, so there was on the television a little while ago talking about growth is what we need. The only area of growth that we have which is compatible with the continuation of human society is green growth. It's growth of the green economy. So when we talk sort of about saving the environment, we are also talking about saving sort of the material things of this earth, sort of a system, moving into a system, sort of where we can trust growth, not to choke us and not to poison us and all the rest of it. So we've got to see all these things are linked together. And we've got sort of trade union banners are here, Into the West banners, the Ages Union, and all these sort of different groups. We have one thing in common and one thing that affects everybody, no matter what organisation you're in. If we don't preserve the environment, we've destroyed ourselves. So it's a child's play. Our friend here probably understands it better than any of the rest of it, because it really is dead simple. It really is dead simple. If we keep on the way that we are going, destroying the countryside, destroying nature, destroying ourselves, destroying our health, destroying the future for our children, if we keep on doing that, there's no point in agitating on any other area unless we do that. And we have to carry that message out and do it from below. It is not the COP conference in Egypt which is going to save us. It is not any government becoming convinced of anything, which they won't become convinced unless they're put under pressure. So we can organise from below, stand up for nature, stand up for the future, stand up for the children of the future in our society. Do that, we organise at the bottom of society. We can raise up and overthrow the exploitation and the poisoning of the earth that we are faced with today. Clean and comfortable future for common sense and beauty. Our beauty You know, John Keats said in 1821, whatever it is, you know, that beauty is truth and truth is my favourite a quotation. And as I say, that's good for our health. Nothing else without beauty around us. What is the point of living? What is the point of it all? If hearts starve as well as bodies. That's the key. Only saving the environment can save the hearts of humanity. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, David. Excellent as always. The end of that quote was give us bread, but give us roses too. So it was very, very good. So thanks everybody for coming. As everybody has rightly said, the change that's needed for the type of transformation that we need to see is only going to come from below. And as the socialist James Connolly says, our demands are moderate, we only want the earth. And today we're standing here because we care about the earth and we are the earth, and we are going to fight and do what we can do to protect the future for future generations. So the fight is not over, we have to keep struggling, but thankfully the gathering will fuel our bellies as we continue on. So we're going to walk over to St. Colum's Park for some food in our bellies, songs for our hearts. We're going to go along the Greenway so that everybody's nice and safe. But thank you everybody for coming today. And thanks to Dara for holding the megaphone and to Sam for keeping the music alive.